Did you know 1 in every 3 people in India die due to heart attack? 1 out of 9 people have diabetes, 37% of people suffer from hypertension, and more than 70% of the urban population in India is classified as overweight. I'm only 20, but with my sedentary lifestyle, chronic illnesses just could be around the corner. But things are going to change. I always thought the issue was a lack of time. I mean, I manage 2 YouTube channels, write scripts, set up lights, cameras, shoot, edit, and even create thumbnails. On top of that, I maintain a complete open source project. How on earth could I possibly have time for myself? But the truth is, I did have time. It was just consumed by mindless scrolling, watching random videos that added no value to my life. This device changed my life. This is the OnePlus Watch 2R, and this is how it has become the most important part of my life. The box comes packed. Inside you first meet the watch along with the attached straps. Next is the user manual and the red cable membership card. On the right side you get a white charging cable along with the charging base. And just look at the watch, it looks so premium. It comes with this large screen, again AMOLED, and 60Hz. And it's definitely on the lighter side. This watch comes with a speaker on the left side which is fairly loud, does the job. And it also has a built-in microphone, so you can send voice messages, which I guess I mentioned again later. And this is completely recorded on my watch, so you can get an understanding of the quality of the voice recordings that you will be able to send. And there are actually 2 buttons in this watch, one on the upper right side, which can be used for accessing the home screen, and if you double press the button you can switch between the recent apps. On the lower part you get another multifunction button which on single press opens the different workout modes available, and if you double press then it opens Google Pay, and both of these buttons can be customized from the settings page. Okay, starting with the specification, this thing actually has the same internals as its elder brother, that is the OnePlus Watch 2, and it literally costs around 7,000 to 8,000 rupees more, and you actually get the same dual chip architecture, same sensors, 2 GBs of RAM, and even the 32 GBs of storage. So you might wonder what is the difference between the Watch 2 and the Watch 2R, that there is this huge price difference. Well, there are 2 differences. One, the design. The Watch 2R has a more vintage aesthetic, but still the differences are very subtle. And the second and more important difference is, well, the Watch 2R is cased inside an aluminium body, whereas the Watch 2 has stainless steel. And this is like an advantage for the Watch 2R because it is much lighter than the OnePlus Watch 2. Okay, now let's talk about how comfortable this is to wear. And this is coming from a person who literally stopped wearing watches long time back. And I've actually been wearing this for the past 3 days, and most of the time I just forget there is anything on my wrist. It is so lightweight. Now if you're talking about the strap, it is very comfortable, very soft, and it literally causes zero skin irritation for me. Doesn't matter how long I wear it. Okay, now let us talk about the software. And this part is pretty interesting because you get Wear OS 4, which allows you to do all kinds of stuff on your smartwatch, starting from receiving normal text messages to even logging inside WhatsApp and replying anything you feel like. Now OnePlus is claiming that they will provide support for 2 years with this watch, which means it will be supported till 2026. But that doesn't necessarily mean you will get Wear OS 6 on this watch, because Google's Wear OS schedule is very irregular. Like the Galaxy Watch 4, which was launched back in 2021, runs the same Wear OS as the one which is in this watch. Okay, next there is the Wear OS store. To download third-party watch faces, apps, WhatsApp, and even a full-fledged web browser to access any website. Then of course you get notifications from your phone related to your watch. You can reply to a message using voice notes or voice typing, or if you want you can use the full-fledged keyboard. Now you might wonder if it is difficult to type through the small keyboard, and that is partly true, but I'm pretty sure the software has some kind of tuning, so I don't really have to think every time that I'm typing on a small space, and the watch kind of accurately predicts which letter I actually intended to type. I also get a decent amount of suggestion. Doesn't matter if I'm texting in English or Bengali, it actually goes through the history of the text I have sent and suggests from there. And even better, you also get swipe typing. And there is autocorrect, but it is not annoyingly strict like that of Apple. So you can understand, you can quite easily text in your native language if you want to. And this feature is so handy, open in phone, that basically allows you to continue what you were doing on your watch on your phone. So might be you are chatting with someone and something important comes up, so you can just click that and it instantly opens that chat on WhatsApp so that you can continue. And not just WhatsApp, it works on literally every app. So even in the browser, if you're like searching for something and you want to continue on your phone, you can actually open in phone and it will open not only in the browser but in the relevant application. So if you're on YouTube, it will actually open the same video on the YouTube app. Now I know that smartwatches are not meant for surfing the internet, but I'm sure you get the idea. And this watch is so fluid. It is actually powered by two different chips. One is the powerful Snapdragon WS5 along with the power-saving BES 2700. This intelligent design of switching between two different chips according to the load of the watch makes the battery last much longer. As advertised by OnePlus, it gives you 100 hours of battery backup. In real life, I have been using it for the past 3 days. Currently, it is at 69% battery and I charged it yesterday afternoon. So I guess in real life, it will probably be lasting a little more than 2 days in the intelligent smart mode. But if you switch over to the power saving mode, it will actually last for more than 11 days. Now that's literally an insane battery backup for a wearer's powered device. Okay, now let's talk about the health features. I actually took it for a short walk and just look at the number of statistics it can show. There's of course the accurate route I had taken, accurate distance I covered, and some more info on the number of steps, duration, calories burned, average cadence, and average heart rate. But if you scroll down further, there's detailed information and graphs of the walk. 4 parameters: pace, heart rate, cadence, and elevation. And you can open each graph further to see everything in details. There are extensive documentation on each parameters for guidance so that you know what are the numbers you need to achieve. The walking was fun because of the live stats it shows on the watch along with the occasional pings showing that you achieved your daily goal. And if you're very near to achieving, it actually encourages you to go on further so that you can achieve it. And this is just one out of so many different workout modes available. And if that doesn't suffice, you can always create your own workout mode. And that is not the end. You get a heart rate monitor, stress meter, blood oxygen meter, and the list just continues. The sleep monitor is probably the single most accurate thing on this watch. It is so intelligent. Not only it detects when I've fallen asleep and enters sleep mode, which conserves battery and prevents misjudges, but just look at the detailed analysis of my sleep. There's the sleep score, which tells if you had insufficient sleep or not. On average, I sleep for around 5 to 6 hours, and the watch warns me that chronic insufficient sleep can even lead to cognitive impairment and other issues related to the heart and even higher stress levels, although my stress remains very normal throughout the day. But anyway, the watch tracks the amount of deep, light and REM sleep I had and even the amount of time I need. And it's not just sleep, but also the time I was awake. It shows when I dozed off, when I woke up, and even if I had any risk of breathing problems. It also comes with snow detection, but for that you need to connect your phone to the charger and keep it near your pillow. Then there are the vital signs: heart rate range, sleep benchmark heart rate, and even a separate section showing the factors which affect sleep. And all of these features come with extensive documentation explaining how it works and how you can achieve something better. But many features use the phone's microphone, which is probably to save on the battery of the watch. It is a bit annoying though. And yes, you can track your sleep for weeks, months and years, not just for sleep but for every individual parameters like heart rate and even stress for days, weeks, months and years. And this watch is like your personal healthcare assistant. Once my stress level was in medium zone for quite some time, so my watch asked me to do mindful breathing for 1 minute to feel better, and not just for stress. If you don't get up from your seat for more than an hour, it can notify you and ask you to get up. Okay, now it's time to talk about the caveats. This watch has the current price tag of around 20,000 rupees. With the launch offers, I bought it around 14,000 rupees. But if the price tag is 20,000, then it can head-on compete with the latest Galaxy Watch 7, because with the bank offers you can get it around 20 to 23,000 rupees. And that watch not only has the latest Wear OS 5 but also has more health tracking features including ECG. And if you talk about accuracy, well, the dual frequency GPS obviously gives you a very accurate route map, but if you talk about the accuracy of the steps, it's not really accurate. For example, if I take 10 steps, it would update in real time while I take the steps, but then when I stop, it actually shows the correct information. But after a few seconds of standing, it increases the value of the steps by 2 to 3 more steps, which makes it kind of inaccurate. Now I completely understand this step thing is kind of relative. So if I move from one place to the other, I can take 10 steps, whereas someone else could do the same in 5 steps. I mean, if you compare this model even with the 2021 Galaxy Watch 4, it still has ECG, Wear OS 4, the same operating system in this watch, and even some cool gesture features which were added later by Samsung. And it still has one more year of update left. So you might have this idea that this watch not only looks vintage but also does not have the latest features. Now I do think the same, but there's no other option. If you look the Android market of smartwatches, there are not many brands providing you with Wear OS. And even if they do provide you with the latest Wear OS features, they're on the costlier side. So if OnePlus would have added the features in this watch, including ECG or the gestures and Wear OS 5, then it would be a great competitor of the Galaxy watches. Just because the Galaxy watches disable most of the features on their watch if you don't have a Samsung Galaxy phone. And many have actually complained that not any Galaxy phone works with it. So you need to have those pricier models in order to work. I don't know if this is true or not, but there are more APKs online available. But in the era of online payments and UPIs, I won't be trusting a random developer on the internet providing mod APKs. It's a huge security risk. Doesn't matter how well known the person is. So maybe let us see what happens in the future. This watch launched a few days back, so maybe in the next few years it will get some more updates and features. So let's keep our fingers crossed. And it's not just ECG or some cool gesture features. There are certain basic things which don't work on this watch. I've never got a call on this watch, and whenever someone calls me, it actually rings on my phone, but never on my watch. And this is not a problem with OnePlus Watch 2R. Some people have experienced in the Watch 2, so they had to factory reset the watch and then again pair it in order to make it work. Now, I couldn't do it because I needed the important data in OHealth and also inside the watch to show you. So I don't really know why this problem is there, since it has already been quite some time, the release of the OnePlus Watch 2. And the pairing app, while it does show everything in details, it never asked for my age, height, weight or anything. It just had set everything automatically to some gibberish default values. It also sets the goals to some default values, and if you consistently can't hit your goals for more than 3 days, then it recommends you to reduce your goals instead of encouraging you to reach the goals. Now I don't know about you, but I felt a bit lost trying to set a goal for myself because of the lack of guidance. This app needs a lot of improvements till now. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.